What happens when you are paralyzed below the waist or have lower limbs that don't work? Your hands are strong, your mind is alert, and you have the urge to drive. For these differently abled people with an urge to drive, there is a huge beacon of hope. Amit Gulati of AGM Technologies has brought a solution. Amit has developed hand controls to facilitate acceleration and braking. He has not altered the standard acceleration and braking system or parts during conversion. Thus, a normal person can also drive the vehicle. A steering knob is added for maneuvering the vehicle with one hand. A reflective sign is added in front and rear of the vehicle indicating that the vehicle is being driven for the differently abled person. Equally exciting is the fact that careful consideration for aesthetics was taken during the design process, so the new components integrate well with the plush interiors of the car.
Hello everybody, my name is Roy Pitharian. You're watching the Motor India show. You might be thinking this is one of those lovely conventional Cretas from Hyundai Motor India, but it's not really just an ordinary Creta. In fact, it's been modified from the insides. And who's done the modification? Well, a good old friend of mine, Amit Gulati, who's now with AGM Technologies, that's his baby, and he's been in the business of modifying all kinds of fancy cars. We're going to talk to him and we're going to find out what has he really done to this car and why the need for such a change. Stay tuned.
Well, this is a normal Hyundai Creta with an automatic transmission. We have made the changes here, as you can see. For a person with disabilities, he can still drive a vehicle with two hands. He just have to accelerate like this and apply the brake like this, and they can always control the steering wheel with one hand with this rotational knob. So it's very easy for them, and parallelly, this car can be driven by any normal user as a conventional car as well.
So what are the basics you have to keep in mind? You have to make sure that you follow, since this is an automatic, you have to make sure he shifts to drive before leaving. That's the only thing which he needs to do.
That's the only thing he needs to understand.
Okay, so he shifts it to D,
Yeah.
and the rest is...
The rest is all here.
Okay, oh, that's nice. So you're going to show us how you're going to drive, and we're going to watch you, okay?
Sure. There's a brake hold
Okay.
to shift your vehicle from parking to the drive or the reverse mode. Release the brake hold and the car moves forward. You need to accelerate from here and apply the brakes like this.
Okay, the forward movement of the hand
Yeah.
is the brake.
Right. See, I'm not using my legs. It's only my two hands which are driving the car right now.
Okay. So, any normal driver can also drive this. I mean, the pedals are all there.
Yeah, they all there. You just release this setup and you are back to a normal drive,
Okay.
a conventional one.
Okay. So it takes command from both the pedals as well as what's that lever kind of stuff in your hand.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to switch over. It is, or do you have to switch over? Is there a button to say that, okay, I'm shifting to this?
Well, there is a special key which actually changes the mode.
Okay.
In a way that when it is meant to be driven by a conventional way, rest of the things won't interfere into that drive.
Yeah. So, Amit, what prompted you to get into this kind of a business? You were once a modifier of fancy cars and fancy modifications. What led you into this?
Punos, is as simple as that. At this age, I've done so much for the cars. I thought it's right time to, give back something to the society, what I have learned throughout my journey of cars. So this prompted me to, make such cars for people who actually require different kind of mobility.
So, have you done this before?
Yes,
Krita?
we did one car that was a Maruti A-Star long back, almost 10 years back, and we have delivered that car to the same client. He has used it for 10 years. That again boosted our confidence, that our product can be, excellent for people like him.
So he liked the product, the gentleman who drove that car?
Yes, he has driven it for more than 1 lakh of kilometers, and as he says, there was not a single breakdown. He is enjoying that car on the highways at a higher speeds as well.
So, what about the RTO front? I mean, what happens there?
There is a way to get these cars registered at different RTOs. These are registered under invalid carriages, and there is a special driving license which are issued by the RTO to people with special abilities.
That would mean that some part of the body should move, be working well, for example, either the
yes.
legs or the hands. How?
Of course, with this kind of technology, both the arms and both the hands should work properly. Of course, even if there is some muscle deficiency in the arms also, it still works. Yes, if their legs are paralyzed by any reasons, they can still drive this car.
Okay. And the car you modified first, the A-Star you said, I'm sure that would have been less complicated than the one here.
Of course, there is a complete change in technology. Right now, we have a car where the acceleration is driven by wire, whereas the A-Star was all mechanical. So there were challenges. The new age cars are quite different and difficult to, alter in this way.
But you still altered.
Oh yes, yeah. I've taken almost 6 months to develop this technology.
Okay. Oh, that's wonderful. And how expensive is this modification?
Based on the car and the complications of mobility, anything between 2 to 3 lakh rupees should be the cost.
These vehicles are meant for people who are physically challenged. So, won't they prefer not to drive, to sit and enjoy? Or there are people who still have a great urge to actually drive a vehicle?
See, cars is all about driving, driving yourself. So every human being, he loves to drive a car or any automobile for that matter.
Okay.
So, I mean, my idea is, why should they be deprived of, this kind of driving a car?
Okay. And you said 6 months. So quickly, can you tell us, in those 6 months, what all did you change? Or what all did you add?
In those 6 months, what I learned was there are always dead ends, but you need to take a way out of them. There is a possibility of doing everything and anything in this world. And while making this car, I also faced the same problems. There were some engineering challenges which were to be overcome. But as the user is so confident about driving a car, so I thought, let me also give my best, making a car for him.
Okay. And what does your client say now? Is he happy?
He's pretty happy, driving a car like this.
Okay. And it's going to be easy also, hopefully?
Much easier than the before. I mean, the A-Star.
Oh.
But since it's a high-speed vehicle, so, I mean, he needs to be a little careful. In fact, everyone needs to be careful, while driving these new.
So I guess he needs to practice a bit.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you.